What's going on, Fabian? How's it going? So we are on to still on phase 4. We've done creating a new product listing. We've talked about photos. Now in this video, I want to talk about your listing title and optimizing your listing title. So let's get right into that. Okay, so listing title. So you've created a listing, obviously, and you have it in your inventory now. I want you to pull up your listing. For here, I'm going to use the example one that I've created, which is a posture corrector. And I'm going to show you how to optimize this listing so that your title can get you the most traction possible when people search for your product. So let's get right into it. Okay, so do a search quickly for your product. If you only have the one, obviously there, you're going to hit the edit button. It's going to pull up the drop down menu. You're going to edit your product. It's going to bring up this look right here. So now it's going to be set in advanced view. Advanced view is going to allow you to do a lot of specific detailing of your listing. Okay, we'll get into the advanced view detailing because I do think it's important that you try to put as much criteria into this as possible because it'll help your listing quality score. But let's focus in on vital information and your listing title. Okay, so here's your listing. Here's posture corrector. So item name, aka the title. Right now we put in our basic one. So for you, it's going to be lapel mic by your brand. Now you want to take your listing title and you want to optimize it and grow it. And you almost want to fit in as much relevant information as possible so that when people are searching for your listing, you come up. I came up with, I call it a method or a concept just to kind of be sharp and remind me of exactly how to build the title. So I use this all the time whenever I'm building my listings. I go through this exact sequence each and every time. So I'll show it to you here and then I'll just kind of describe each point for you and we'll build from there. So when you're building your listing title, the goal is twofold. One, you want people to read it and go, yeah, I need that. I need that. That's what I need. So there has to be something written in the title that solves their problem. Okay, so that's really important. So your title has to, obviously your picture has to attract them. Your title has to answer their problem. Okay, it has to build on their need. Okay, and secondly, your listing title is a big part of your keywords structure and your keyword relativity, so that when people are searching the most random thing, you have to show up. Random you. Broad searches, you have to show up. Exact matches, you have to show up. Phrases, you have to show up. So you have to figure out what phrases people are searching for. Lapel mic obviously has to be in your title. It's going to be likely one of the top. I don't know if it'd be the number one, but because obviously I don't know that everybody knows what it's called. They know it's a shirt mic. They might call it a small microphone. They might call it a mic for your phone. Many different things. How lapel mic fits in there. Probably it's a 50% of the population know it as that, and then the other 50% you have to figure out what people know it as. So we have tools for that. First, I'm going to talk about the sequence. So I call it pole positioning. Let's say there's 6 to 8 spots within your title, divided by these dividers, just straight up and down lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I put in 6, but you can go 8 deep, It's all up to you how deep you want to go or how much relevant information you can find about your product that you can build into your title. Okay. The breakdowns, number one is your keyword, your number one keyword. So in pole position number one, the start of the line, the very first couple of words, 2-3 words, should be the number one searched word combination for your product. So if it is lapel microphone or lapel mic, then that has to be the first 2 spots, lapel mic. If it's the 3-word combination, it has to be the first 3 spots, because Amazon use those spots for representation when a search is done on a product in general, a broad search is done, or an exact search or a phrase is searched. Your first combination of words generally are what's going to show. Okay, so they need to be the best. It's up to you. Some people do and some people don't put their brand name in there. Your brand is obviously already going to show. It's going to have a little blue highlight link. But if you're looking to build your brand, then you want to populate it there. If you love your brand, the name of it, if it's just a generic XYZ brand name and you just made it up, which is fine, a lot of people do that, then you may not even care about putting that relevance in there because people may not search you by brand. But if your brand name is searchable, then definitely put it on there, and it should be in your second pole position. Now, you have to come up with a slogan. The slogan is going to represent your product, perhaps the problem people have, and the solution, all built into one, so it's contagious. When people read it, they go, that's what I need, as I said before. So I'm going to kind of go through, I've kind of built on the points here, so rather than reading it off my breakdown here, I like, what I use this is, I get like what I do, and I've kind of have it, I have it in, it's all built in my mind now. I don't need to look at that when I'm creating listings. But for anyone who's new, who's creating a listing, just copy this, okay, copy it, go to your listing, okay, and then paste it right into there. Like this, there you go. Paste it right into there, and now what you can do is, you can now go into each one and add in the information that it specifically says. So just a cut and paste it in there, and then fill in the blanks. And that's how easy it is going to be to build your listing title. There's going to be some research that you're going to have to do. Obviously, you're going to have to do some DNAing, and I'll show you what that means in a second here. Okay, so let's move on. So again, let's talk about pole position number one. What are your top ranked keywords, Fabian? Your number one combination of keywords. These 2 tools here, sonartools.com and keyword.io. These 2 tools here are going to help you figure that out. They're going to help you with a few other processes down the way as well. So keywordtool.io is great because it has specific word search on Amazon. You can search by country, so we can go, okay, well in Canada, what do they search versus in the US? Okay, we can go shirt, mic, see how popular that is. Okay, now this can be a paid service, so they blur out a bunch of stuff, no big deal. I just use it for the relevant keywords. They give you all the relevant keywords up front. Only 4 unique searches when lapel mic is on. Shirt mic, shirt microphone. Let's search that. So here you can try a bunch of combinations of keywords and see how popular it is. Okay, as far as relevance on Amazon. Now we'll go lapel microphone. And there it is, only 6. I'll go lapel mic. I think I spelled it right. There you go, so 23. So it becomes really relevant once you put in the word lapel mic. A lot of comparable keywords come up. Now this is a tool that I actually use more to build search terms, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But it'll give you ideas of combination words that are searched on Amazon that people are looking for, so you can come on here and kind of get an idea of what's being searched for your product. The more relevant product to listing titles that I like to use is Sonar. Sonar-tools.com is specific to Amazon. It's an Amazon tool. It's actually a product research company like Jungle Scout. But they offer a lot of free tools. And this particular one, I like it because you can reverse engineer other people's listings. If you want to just put in their actual, what's this? What are they doing? Oh, give me a sec here. I just put in their main address, but I should have actually put in Google. I should have actually put in Sonar Tools, the one to do their free keyword and merchant word research tool. Yeah, there we go. This is the one I should have put in. Okay, let's put in this. So let me go back to my thing here. Just fix this up. Boom. Let's put in that. Okay. So now that we have this one here, this is more relevant, like I was saying. We'll get rid of this. This is more relevant, like I was saying, because you can actually go and look at other people's ASINs. Not all of them are going to show up on here, but a lot will, especially American ones. So you can go to .com, look at other people's ASINs, put in the ASIN. I'll show you if you're not 100% sure what an ASIN is again. Let me just remind you, Amazon.ca. Let me put in .com actually. Amazon.com. We'll take somebody's listings. There's two places you can find it. So whatever. Let's take this DeWalt for example. Okay, DeWalt's deal of the day. I don't want that. I don't want the deal of the day. Let's go documents. Go cell phone accessories. Just ran. Okay, so whatever. Let's choose something here. There we go. So we're on a listing. If you look up here, this is a quick way to get it, is right here. B0 is the ASIN. Okay, it's Amazon's version of their product number. Okay, the other place you can go look for it is down in the product description, the product information. Right here it says product information, and there you go, ASIN. So there it is. So the same one here appears right there. Okay, so once you have that, you can then go to Sonar. So if let's actually make it relevant to your product, Fabian. Let's just do lapel mics, all department, lapel microphone. Okay, so that comes up as the #1 keyword. Amazon is a great way to figure out what your keyword is, because as soon as you start typing, a list drops down of the #1 through the pole position of the best to the worst, or to 8th best, or whatever the case may be. And pay. So let's go look at this, guys. Okay, so again, here's the ASIN right here. So instead of having to go search down below, I can get it right from the title. But looking down below, again, just look for product information. There it is. And there's the ASIN right there. It also here tells you when this person first started selling on Amazon, back in 2015. So they've been almost selling for 2.5 years. Okay, so now that you have the ASIN, you can go to Sonar. And again, we're talking about building a listing title. Okay, you can go to Sonar and you can paste in this ASIN. Some of them work, some of them don't. This one did work. Okay, so now I put in that ASIN, and here are the keywords that he uses. So now it brings you 4,446 keywords that this guy who built the listing, guy or girl who built their listing, use to build the back end of their listing, the titles, the bullet points. It's all in here. Okay, so here's a breakdown from their #1. Anything with 5 bars is the best keyword they have. So for whatever reason, he decided he's going to list his under ring light. Okay, interesting. Maybe there's something, ring light is something to do with. He also decided he's going to list it under tripod for iPhone. So maybe people who buy tripods also buy that product. Maybe, and then he's put YouTube, professional microphone, ring light for iPhone. So he's put, so you can go through it and see what he's built it under. And then you can go look at other sellers as well. And the list goes on. You get to see almost all 4,000, not quite. But if you download this report, you actually do get to see all 4,000. So hit that download button. It'll pop up and you'll actually get to see the entire list on the download. Okay? So that's a great way to get information about the keywords that are popular for your product, and a variety of them, not just a variance of lapel mic, but you'll actually see what other people are using to build theirs. So that's called DNAing a listing. Again, people call it stealing, whatever. It's called being smart. Here's another one on the right hand side. Frequent words that he used. So microphone, iPhone, for mic, recording, tripod, wireless. All these words here, I like to put it down, copy them out, build kind of a chart, go through about 5 or 6 different listings and see the common words. And then of these common words, that's important part of what you're going to structure your listing title with. So when you actually go back to build your listing title, again, your first combinations of keywords could be lapel microphone, okay, by your brand. And then you may build your slogan out of a need. So it may represent some of the stuff in here. Bluetooth for those who need it. Bluetooth lapel mic for those who want freedom. I'll let you do the creativity on that. But come up with something that really tugs at the heartstrings of people. Now, let's go back to here. So again, Sonar Tools is what you're going to use to really build your listing and get a lot of the keywords. So now we're on slogan. Let's go down to slogan. So here's a great video if you're wondering how to build a slogan that I usually give to a lot of people to watch. It's a 3-minute long video, really well done. The slogan is a value proposition or a hook line. Again, it's gonna hook your customer in. So this is something that I've only seen some of the best listings used. Guys, like, I'm doing 1,300 sales a month on my top product, and I honest to goodness swear it's because of my hook. Because people read it and they commented on it every time. Your promise was 100% right. It works like a charm. So I get that comment over and over and over. So here's what I tell people to do. This is the next thing I tell people to do to help them build their slogan, is to go to Amazon, okay? And let's just take any listing. You can go to 2 or 3 of them. You don't have to do a lot of them. But you want to go through the top listings with lots of customers' reviews. And you don't want to look at the customers' negative reviews. You actually want to look at their positive reviews. And you can actually get the slogan from these positive reviews by simply reading about 10 to 15 different 5-star reviews and find a common theme of why it benefited that person, that they took the time to write a positive review about your product or about a competitor's product. So when I created my review, like when I created my product, my number 1 selling product, honestly, I never had a hook on it for at least 3 or 4 months, maybe a little even longer. I used to just keyword the shit out of it. But eventually I just kept doing research on YouTube. I found a few videos that talked a lot about the breakdown of listing titles and, hooks and they gave me these ideas, and I said, okay, well, let's run with it. So I started going and reading different people's reviews. And for example, like we'll read a couple of these. For class, I have to do a lot of experiments, which my microphone camera nor my regular camera will not pick up certain words. I bought this thinking it would help, and it did. The sound quality is great, and it picks up sound quickly with no lag. I love it. And all my classmates ask me where I got it, and I refer them to this product. So there you go. I mean, literally out of that one, you could build a slogan. You could build a slogan. You don't want to tie it to one group directly. You kind of want to broaden the slogan, but you could literally go. And the slogan should be no more than 4 words. 5 at the most, but 4 words. It's got to be short. It's got to be short, and it's got to be sweet. Sounds great. Sound is great because the quality is great. Sounds great, quality greater. Sounds great, quality is greater. Sounds great, quality is great. The quality you can hear. Quality recording crystal clear. Quality recording crystal clear. Crystal clear quality recording. There you go. You know, like that's what I mean, Fabian, is like it doesn't have to be a long paragraph or anything. Just something that maybe really hits home with people. You know, and it has a benefit to it. So again, I'm not going to go and read 15 of these for you, but that's just what you want to do to help inspire you a little bit when you're building your listing title. Okay. Next in the pole position that you'll want to put in there is bundle titles. If you are bundling anything with it, you'll want to add that in. Any details on what people will get with it, clip, and the PEL and everything come together. But if you're selling or including, say, extra, sponge, you would say it there, includes two bonus sponges. Or if you're including an extension wire, includes bonus extension wire, 76mm extension wire. So that's where you'll include that. 4th pole position. Now in the 5th pole position, you're going to look for more keywords that are extremely popular, that come up with 4 or 5 bars. So you can go back to your sonar. You can look, okay, well, tripod for iPhone. You may squeeze that in there. You might go, and again, you don't need to duplicate words. So if you've used it already, don't have to put it 3 or 4 times. Just use that word once in your title. That's it. Then once is enough. Something that might not be relevant to your listing at all. Some people put it in their titles. It all depends on the market and the product that you are looking for. One thing you can do, just on a side note, is Amazon also teaches how to build a listing based on the category, based on the category that you're in. They'll actually have similar breakdown that I do, and examples of it. They aren't keen on people using irrelevant information. If you're selling Nike and you're talking about Adidas and Converse and other brands, they don't want that information. They don't want irrelevant information. So not that tripod is irrelevant. great for tripod use, you know, and you don't want to use too many adjectives or anything like that. You just want to kind of get to the point. So let's just say start YouTube, irrelevant. You wouldn't put that in your listing title. But great YouTube recording is relevant. Some people don't want these big mics, right? Some people just want the shirt mic. Makes sense? Sure it does. So that's often why people will put something like that. So you could put YouTube recording, lapel mic by your brand name, crisp quality sound, YouTube recording, or sounds perfect. Even if you want to put a bunch of keywords based on all the ones in this frequent words and frequently used words that have to do with sound, you could build your slogan out of these keywords. You know, Bluetooth, etc. Then you could go great YouTube recordings, or you could just abbreviate it. YouTube recordings, MacBook, blah blah blah. Now we are going into specs. So pole position number 6, any specifications, size, you may want to put the length of the wire. So this is kind of now at the tail end of your listing. You've built it with as much quality keywords as you could, and now you just want to fit in some relevant information into the title. So length of the cable, quantity of them if you're giving 2 away, or if whatever the case may be. If it's a pack of 6, you're going to include that in there as well. Some people, and these ones I've kind of asterisks. In my main one, I don't put it in there. Okay, so I stop right kind of there. But there are 2 more pole positions. Some people use them, some people don't. I use them for temporary terms. For example, 100% Amazon guarantee. I always put that in the beginning because right now you won't have any reviews. You have nothing really convincing the customer to try you out other than your good looks and your charm. And if that's not cutting it, you need something that's gonna at least say, give us a shot. Worst case scenario, if you don't like it, return it. It's 100% satisfaction, money back guarantee. So you can put this into your title, because not everybody will get into your bullet points, which we'll talk about next. And often this is built into the bullet points for the last bullet. Okay, so when we look at the bullet points, usually the last bullet, I tell people, well, consider building that in there in the beginning. After you establish some reviews, maybe you have 25-30 reviews after a month, product reviews, you can take it off and you can put something else in there that's more attractive to selling them. And why I also take it off is because eventually I don't want people to know there's a return policy, to be honest. I want them to know nothing about the return policy. I want them to buy it, and if they have buyer's remorse, I want them to just keep it. Now, if they do decide to return it, there's nothing I can do about it except for be positive and thank them and appreciate their feedback and say, whatever the case may be, I'll just, because you're going to get people messaging you, asking questions or complaining or saying it doesn't work or they don't know how to use it or they didn't receive it or whatever. And we'll talk about customer service later. I'll do a video on that later when we get there. But again, what I learned originally is that my guarantee helped solicit some of those messages. So eventually what I did was I took it off. Ooh, a lot of messages went away. Then I had to create a frequently asked questionnaire so that people could get the answers because they were dumb and they couldn't figure it out themselves, or they would return the product because they didn't understand it. So there's a lot of little things you eventually do to perfect your listing. I'll get to that in phase 6 when we talk about managing it to the point where it becomes passive automated listing that generates you thousands of dollars a month, and you never have to. I mean, my number one listing, the last time I edited anything with it, has been at least 4 months. At least. I've left my listing the same for at least 4 months. All I've edited was the inventory. Up more and more, and keep sending more inventory. So your goal always has to be to get to that point, because once you're there, all you have to do is just answer questions that come in. Let's look at my phone and see if I have any messages. So I'm looking at my phone. I got a couple Facebook messages. Okay. Oh, my phone died. Never mind. But I don't even think I did. I had 7 this morning. I went through all 7 in about 20 minutes on the toilet and banged them all out. Answered every question. And that's all I've done for that one particular. That's all done for all my products today as far as questions. So I've worked on my business for 20 minutes. Now I'm working on my other business. All right. So the breakdown there is you can put it in the beginning. Eventually you'll take it off. But in the beginning, it's going to get you sales. It's going to get you sales. So that's a very important thing to put into your title in the beginning. And then last but not least is you can add a call to action or adjectives. I put it as pole position number 8, but these words are actually words that you won't put at the very end. You'll try to slide them in, not at the very beginning, but probably in your slogan, so like whatever, your product is, whatever your slogan becomes, you want them to buy it now, see results, or, record your voice today, or do podcasts now with our, lapel mic, whatever the breakdown is. Obviously you're going to curtail that. If you're trying to gain an edge over your competitor and you're looking at your competitor's listings and you say, okay, well, he's got all this, he's got all that, he calls his product deluxe. You may want to edge him and call yours premium, or you may want to call yours gold standard. Any adjective that makes yours sound upper echelon, just remember your price has to reflect it. Don't call yours a premium mic but charge $3.99 or $7.99. So while we're doing pricing strategies and you launch your product and it's at your store now, and now we're trying to get traction and get you sales, you're going to have to sell a shitload for no profit. You may end up selling 100 and not making any money, except for you'll make your initial investment back. Then on your reorder, because you got all that traction, that's when you start to make profit. So where was I going with this? Call to action, deluxe premium. Yeah. So while you're selling it for cheap, you can't really call it a premium product, but eventually you may tweak your listing and add in, that flavor of the day, because you want the title to match your price. The Rosewood Hotel Georgia charges $500 a night because it's part of the Rosewood Hotel Georgia. If it were down the block and it was called honestly, I don't even know the name of a cheaper hotel, but if it was called the Holiday Inn, they couldn't charge Rosewood Hotel Georgia prices, so it all has to be relevant to the product and all that type of stuff. That is it for listing titles. Again, the breakdown, I take it, I copy it, I put it into my page edit, I fill out each one, make sure I have them all there. separate them with this line. This is a very useful line to use. If you don't know where it is, it's just above your shift key. The divider line, I like to call it. Some people use the plus. It doesn't make your listing look all that great, your listing title with a plus. It kind of makes it look cheaper. But with the divider, for whatever reason, it just makes sure it flows. It gives you separation. So easy to read listings that are designed that way. And then take your time to build it as far as reading different listings. I like to get my Google Docs out and paste different listing titles, or just read through listing titles. You know, you put in your lapel mic, lapel microphone, and you can just sit here and go through other people's listings. So like he uses a slant. Some people just use a comma. It all blends if you use a comma. You know, so you already could stand out just simply by using those dividers. Again, that's my opinion, that they make your listing title look great. So like this guy used in his first, he's a bestseller. In his very first position, he put the word professional #1 best. 3 words that are 100% part of Amazon's terms of agreement or whatever, is not to do that with your listing. They do it. Amazon doesn't seem to police that shit, so you may want to do it. It's your call. Professional is fine because it can be considered professional. So 2 people are using the word professional. He's a bestseller. He's an Amazon's choice. Okay, and then sponsored there. That's the same guy. Sponsored. Professional, that's 𝘈𝙆𝙆. 𝘈𝙆𝙆, same. So 𝙊𝙆𝙆𝙆𝙆. This guy just uses some random numbers. So some of these listings are just horrendous. But he's got 1,200 sales because he's got hands-free computer clip-on and he's got a lot of reviews. This guy snuck in there with 41 reviews. He's got a low price. He's in there. Competitive. There are some freaking competitive numbers up there. There are some people in there with low numbers. They're giving away some add-ons here. You know, then we get down to here. You know what? You can't even tell where the separation is here. Alright, Sony, simple there, $769. Guy's not making any money on that price. He's just selling a bag. Let's take another look at Jungle Scout on this. This is the American one. This is the American one. What? My goodness. This guy's selling 6,200 of them a month. How do you... Let's go by rank. The band is crazy, but the competition is crazy in the States. They say it's medium. That's pretty. But like some of these guys are blowing the market up. This guy's selling it for 25. He's selling the bag. He's doing 1,300. He's happy, making a killing. Then you get $12.99. He's doing 6,000. Like if I'm doing 6,000 a month, I'll sell it for dirt cheap as well. 22. He's making a killing. He's killing it. Killing it. Good quality listing score right there with a 7. All right, Fabian, that probably will get you going for building your listing title. A lot of information there for you to take in. Let me know if there's anything you need me to help you with as far as once you're building your listing and you got that going. Yeah, let's get the show on the road. Let's get your product to Amazon. Let's go, buddy. Talk to you in a bit.